going to be showing you all about the share screen function today. I'm going to show you how to use the whiteboard with basically your mouse as the stylus to draw, and I'm also going to show you the typing function. Um, you're going to use it depending on the needs of the kids and also your teaching style. So here, share screen with the whiteboard. This is what I've been doing for fractions. So for example, I would use this icon here, draw, and here you can pick a selection of shapes. It's not very comprehensive, but I thought it served the function of fraction. I'll say to the kids, look, this is a circle, and I click and drag. This pizza, let's pretend it's a pizza. We're going to split it between two people. How might you split this? Oh, you have to cut it from the top or the bottom of the circle? Like this? No. And then I get the eraser. And I come and eraser. Oh, you mean right in the middle, like this. So then I drag another line here. So then that's me basically using the shape and the line to show how I divided it. And this applies for, for fraction. Then I'll come to the squiggly line over here to then use the pencil function. Okay, so if I split this between two people, what would the fraction be to explain this shape over here on this side? 1 over 2. Now, this isn't very user-friendly because sometimes on my computer it kind of switches back, so I have to go and reselect it, and also it's a little bit challenging to use the mouse as a stylus, but nonetheless I've been used to it now. Another function is the spotlight function. This is like a laser light. You basically use it to point. So I'll say to the kids, okay, now look at this side. Okay, this side of the pizza. Now, what fraction would we use to describe this side of the pizza? They said, oh, half. Come back to the squiggle line. I'll get the pencil function and I'll write down 1 over 2. Oh, it's gone again, so I have to go back and select it. Oh, it's gone again. I have to go back and select it. Yeah, so it gets a little bit tricky, but it's a matter of practice and also being well versed at it. So now that is the drawing function. Another function that I use is I use it for explicit modeling. Again, it's depending on the needs of your kids and also the kind of instruction you're providing. So for example, I would use RazKids, and I'll share RazKids as a mental tag. So I'll say, oh my goodness, so, Charlie, you're working right now on making a strong beginning for your book. Now let's look at this writer and see how he uses comparison at the beginning of the book to get their readers interested in the book. The blue whale is the biggest animal on earth. It is longer than 3 school buses. It is as heavy as 33 elephants. Did you see that? Did you see how they use comparisons at the beginning of the book to get their readers interested? Then I'll bring up the whiteboard function by sharing screen. Again, whiteboard. Now, let's see, share screen, whiteboard function. Okay, so then the whiteboard function comes up, and then I'll use format. So I'll say, okay, now this is what Mr. Weeja is doing in his book, all about yoga. So I choose text, and I double click, and then the little flashing cursor will come up, and I'll say, okay, so I'm going to use comparisons in the beginning of my book to get my readers interested. So I'll say the sun is, I don't know, like 10,000 times bigger than the earth. It is as hot as 1,000,000 fireworks. Now, did you see how Mr. Weeja used comparison in the beginning of a sentence? Now you try. Why don't you think about how you would use comparison at the beginning of your book? So then I'll come over here, I click on the new space, and then I'll probably change the color to, I don't know, blue to show that this is going to be their writing. Now you might not want to model it and show them what it looks like. With some of my kids, I find that I have to. So, they'll say, oh, I'm writing all about, bears. Bears can be as big as, two adults. I don't know if that's true, but bears are as fierce as lions. So, oh, okay. So, wow, amazing. Did you see how like Mr. Ouija's writing and also like in the whale books, you were using comparisons um to make a strong beginning. So this is just a very basic overture of how you can use whiteboard. It takes some time to get used to. Sometimes I feel like it really helps with the instruction to target the instruction, sometimes not. I hope this has helped. If not,